How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Buddy's House of Horror podcast, and welcome to another Saturday spooky suggestion. If you guys took my suggestion from last week and went to go see a horror film, I pray to God that it was not Halloween Ends, because needless to say, I was not a fan of that film. If you listened to my episode that came out yesterday, if you haven't listened to it yet, definitely go check that out, and make sure you're subscribing to the Brain Damage podcast as well, because on Monday we're going to be dropping a new in-depth review all about Halloween Ends, and I'm very much looking forward to talking about the film one final time and then never talking about it again for the rest of my life, hopefully. But today's Saturday. Today is a day you guys should be out doing some fun things to celebrate the spooky season, and today's Saturday spooky suggestion is going to be go to a haunted house. Last year, some haunted houses were popping up here and there, but this year, there are tons of haunted houses that are reopening for the first time since COVID all across the United States, so you guys gotta go make sure you hit up a haunted house. Me personally, Jared, and our wives hit up 7 Floors of Hell yesterday. It was a little unfortunate that not all 7 floors are open. They're only doing 5 attractions this year. Last year, we also went to 7 Floors of Hell, and we went to Bloodview Manor, I believe it's called. Another great haunted house in the area. Really loved going to haunted houses. It's tons of fun to do with your friends. If you've never been to a haunted house before, this is definitely the year to go do it, because this is the year I'm telling you to go do it. But as far as 7 Floors of Hell, just to give you guys a quick little review, they did have 5 attractions, and I'll just go through them. I'm on their website right now. If you want to go to some haunted houses, check out their websites, but be aware that a lot of the websites for these haunted houses are notoriously the worst designed websites of all time. But it just depends on your area. Go look up some of the ones that are reviewed very highly in your area, wherever you're at. In Ohio, 7 Floors is the big one that a lot of people go to in the Cleveland area. So that's the one that we've been to the past couple years. It was a lot more fun this year than it was last year, if I recall correctly, even though the attractions were pretty much all exactly the same. There's Night Fears Cemetery, which is basically a big, foggy cemetery that you're walking around. People are coming at you. Very, very spooky stuff. And there's like gargoyles and stuff. It's basically, you're walking through like a marsh, and there's a dude with like a goat head that's following you around, speaking in tongues and stuff like that. Creepy stuff. There was also Nightmares. That one is basically just your typical like haunted house kind of thing. So it's just all encompassing what a haunted house is going to be. It's not, a specific like theme or location. It's basically just like a haunted house that you're walking through. It's a big haunted mansion that you're walking through and you're trying to escape. Circus Rejects, as the title suggests, you're at a circus. There's people dressed up as clowns. This one's a little bit trippy because you're going through you're actually like rotating like in this like spiral. It's kind of like hard to explain, but if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. You're like walking through basically like those theme park rides where you're trying to like stay on a straight path, but everything is like rotating around you, just like in like a fun house or something like that. There was the mental ward, which is basically like an insane hospital where there's crazy patients that are screaming, "Let me out," and they're like banging on the walls and stuff. But the best one, the one that we all enjoyed, was the haunted house called Bloodbath. And the name says it all. Blood, guts, gore, slaughter, torture. But what it doesn't tell you is nu metal. The tracks in here were insane. It was hilarious. There were strobe lights going, and we were just dancing in the haunted house. And some of the people who were working in the attraction were like, "This is not a dance party." But for us, it was a dance party. It was a lot of fun. And last year, we went to 7 Floors. We also went to Bloodview. Bloodview was great as well. It doesn't have like specific, like 7 Floors of Hell is like 7 little haunted houses, but Bloodview is like one big, long kind of walking thing that you go all the way through, and it takes about like a half hour to get through. Not like these where each one, total, you're in it for about a half hour, but each one is only about like 5 minutes or so. So just kind of take your pick and go on a haunted hayride. I've also been to like the Forest of Screams in the Ohio area. That one has like a haunted hayride and some different things that you can go through. It's been several years since I've been on one of those haunted hayrides, but I would love to do it again. We plan on going to more haunted houses this season. So I want to hear from you guys. What are some of the haunted houses in the Cleveland area or Ohio area that you guys really love? Let me know down in the comment section below. If you're outside of Ohio, let me know which haunted houses I should be visiting in the other states, other countries. If you're listening to this in Japan or wherever you're at, let me know the best haunted house where you guys are at. And definitely go visit a haunted house you've been to before and try to find a new haunted house. Try to find a new favorite this year. Go to a haunted house that you've never been to before, as well as one that you know for sure that you're going to like. And that's what we're gonna do. We went to 7 floors. We're gonna try another new haunted house probably tonight. I would love to go to another haunted house tonight, and I hope you guys do as well. But before you do that, make sure you subscribe to my show, turn on notifications, make sure you're subscribing on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, YouTube, Spotify, wherever you're listening to the show. Hitting that subscribe button is very important, as well as leaving a 5-star rating, leaving the YouTube video a thumbs up, doing whatever you can to spread the good word about the House of Horror. And yeah, I will see you guys back here tomorrow for another episode of the House of Horror. So take care and stay spooky.